everybody, welcome. Today we're going to be planting Murasaki sweet potatoes. I think on a drizzly day. I'm really hoping that it stops drizzling because I want to do some planting and I don't want to be stuck in the rain. Last year what was in here were collard greens and kale, and in the back there's some garlic growing. I'm not going to disturb the garlic, I'm just going to let it stay, and I'm just hoping that these will take over the bed. And they usually say to put sweet potatoes on overcast days, so it's definitely overcast, but I really don't need the rain, which is happening, which I'm hoping is just like a little drizzle because it's not going to work for me. So anyway, sent me 12 slips. I shared it with my friend because I didn't think I would need so many. They came like this. I'm supposed to be planting them a foot apart. I'm also thinking, I've looked at various videos and I've seen people also plant the sweet potato sideways because it's a runner, and sometimes when it runs it makes new shoots, and I think you can get more sweet potatoes. So I'm gonna try it out and see what happens, because they literally just put it in the ground, but like don't cover it too much, like cover it sideways. So I'm gonna try it. They also say to plant these guys about a foot apart, so I'm gonna do that. I'm not really good at measurement, I'm just gonna eyeball it. So they say to do it about a foot apart. I'm gonna put them all in here and see what they do. All right, but first I gotta clean up this mess. My whole garden is a mess. Last year I kind of just, everything ended and I kind of walked away from the garden. I was so crazy busy, and then with this whole COVID thing, I really didn't have much time to go ahead and to clean up and to do everything because people have been so busy, work schedules have changed. So as you look at my garden, it looks horrible, and over time it's going to look a lot better. So excuse any kind of crazy mess that you see because I've got stuff everywhere. So let's get gardening. As you can see, I'm just getting the ground ready, just unclumping the dirt. It was compacted from last summer. Just getting everything prepared so I can add some peat moss and also sprinkle some chicken poop fertilizer, which is that orange bag back there. So that spray is a mixture of vinegar, water, and lemon peel. I happened to come across some ants, and I wanted them to get out, and I wanted a safe and organic way to do that. So that is just a little, like I said, vinegar, water, and lemon peel that I always have on the side. I use it for cleaning too, but it also happens to be a great deterrent for ants.
Worked up a sweat in my brow.
The reason I have the mask on is because of the peat moss. It's very fine, very dusty, and so if you have allergies like I do, it's a good idea to put on a mask while you work with it. Otherwise, you're going to be miserable. Although not shown in the video, I did at this point sprinkle the chicken manure and just kind of work it into the dirt along with the peat moss to make sure that it was just like in the soil and that the plant would be able to use it later on. So as I mentioned, I planted the slips. Sometimes I planted them straight into the ground, and at other times I kind of planted them on an angle, slanted, and covered it with maybe about an inch or 2 inches of dirt, not much. And it turned out fine. So there you have it. Sweet potatoes are planted. The Murasaki sweet potatoes are planted. It takes 100 days to mature, and hopefully by the end of August, beginning of September, I should be seeing some potatoes, some Murasaki sweet potatoes. So have a great day, anybody. And if anybody thought I did something wrong, I mean, this is kind of a learning. I've been gardening for years, but by no stretch of the imagination am I an expert gardener. I just do things, throw stuff in the ground, and thankfully, by the grace of God, it grows, right? So thanks, everybody. See you next time. So embarrassingly, I found out that I never actually took images of the sweet potatoes. This was taken on June 21st. As you can see, they were just beginning to get going. And that photo, I believe, was taken, I want to say, towards the end of July. And this is in October. So they had, they were doing well, and they had flowered and everything else like that. But this was definitely October when I saw this guy peeking out. So I planted the Murasaki potatoes on May 25th, and I am harvesting on October 31st, Halloween morning. The reason why I did it is because I noticed the leaves had started to wilt because we had had a frost, I think, the day before. These little potatoes actually was just growing in the mulch. I have red mulch, and so these little potatoes were literally just growing in the mulch. So I decided to rip the whole bed out and see what was happening. One of the things that I realized that I'd done that was a big mistake was trying to harvest these potatoes with wet soil or wet ground. It had rained for a few days, so the soil was really wet, and it was kind of tough getting the potatoes out and finding them and digging through the muddy dirt. But all in all, the experience of growing Murasaki sweet potatoes was very pleasant. I was happy with what I received. There were some small ones, but there were some big ones, as you'll see in a little while. So there you have it, the total life cycle of me planting Murasaki sweet potatoes for the first time. I harvested about 20 pounds, give or take, of the potatoes, and I put them in a cool, dark place in the basement. One of the things that I've learned from doing this is not to plant the potatoes near the edge, especially if you are in like a concrete, using concrete blocks as I did in that bed. I found some potatoes underneath the concrete block, so that was a pain. Also, I realized that I shouldn't even be harvesting the potatoes while the soil is somewhat damp. That made it difficult, and it also led to me bruising the potatoes. Also, I could have used more peat moss, but for the most part, all in all, I was pretty happy with my results. 2 weeks later, I was dying to taste them, and so I made some sweet potato fries, and they were absolutely delicious. So I hope that you found this helpful, and look forward to next year where I will be trying to see if I can make slips from the potatoes that I harvested this year. So hope that you subscribe and like this video, and I'll see you soon. Bye.